use the 1 minute to review the previously information because I think it is very important to catch up the.
Okay, but you're missing your time. Come on.
Like this. Now, in my previously
if you're in front of a client,
presentation, I choose the space and time disruption for my experiment. And also, you can see I take a lot of information. I take a lot of photos from the site and catch up the very potential elements for my further experiment. Also, I draw the large drawing to try to demonstrate the site condition and what the feeling and empathy I feeling from the standing. Second, I make the physical model to try to display my feeling, and you can see then other model can overlap with the shadow. I think I find a lot of elements from Stanley. I discover Stanley appeal a lot of shadow combined with lateral. So this physical model can perform my feeling and how and try to demonstrate some particular elements from this task. Part 2, I confirm my leading roles. My target is domestic helper because this group of people is like Stanley, and I discover a large group of people in there, and I think how to understand their background. I search a lot of information from internet and try to point out the some request or demand from this group. Next page is I use another skill to demonstrate and reform my concept and how to extract the some combined element from the Stanley, which can see the visual coping skill and displayed in this slide. And I get the comparison from the before I collage the picture and after I cut out the vacant space. Next.
Chicken wings.
Yes, this is my list of the model. I try to use the different skill to perform the final result from the vertical pin drawing. And you can see the stick pattern and display again from this model. This can perform the shadow pattern and shadow emulsion. Now I will begin my presentation and start my design stage. When I began my design, I want to point out the provided information from first action. I found a lot of information and point out what this group they need to demand and link up with the social. And discovered they living is very compact space from the master home. They facing the big problem is they have not the one safety pay or silent pay for them to get the social network and community with their fans. So you can see a lot of people sitting out of the Victoria Park and sitting on the floor to get the food, eat the food, or take their tent to place on the floor to go inside to sleeping. And they will use the holiday to earn more money, to send from their overseas home. And I want to point out the one very important thing is they have locked the very safety and quiet and very sincerely paid for this group of people. Now, next page I will be analyze the history from the Stanley. You can see the 19th century. Stanley is parochialism country and site. And now you can see they have not failed the era vicissitude. They just built up the one concrete boundary to for the people and plant a lot of very big tree. I think in the future, Stanley will keep the suburban planning and make going to the eco-friendly trend at this pace. And the next information is our site is surrounded by the several heritage building. You can see the adjacent space is the adjacent behind is the Mary House and the big pier, and the fast space is the very stylish and shopping mall. This is the currently condition at the standing. And the next element is I discovered when we need to go our site, we need to see we need to go from the standing market and near the and going and see the Mary House and the back pier and go down and go up and you finally you can go into our site. They have the level different as the area, and the next page is talking about I consider our site cannot over the landmark because in my mind Mary House is symbolize the standing, and this building stand here, it have the historical significance. And I analyze the different group of people and try to understand their action and how they affect the effect with our location. And I analyze the sunlight and the sunlight and sunset, sunrise and sunset, and the windfall. I think this is not very important. I will skip this page. And the next page is about the zoning diagram. I will be persuade you how to assemble the information to group and combine integrate together to define the different zone in my system. And I try to begin to modify the participants element to thinking what they need and what they don't need, and get the arrangement. And I discovered the heritage building and also keep the fee stored in their in the structure, even the new styles building and the old styles building. They also keep the fee story in their structure. And the next page, I use the comment to ask myself what they facing the problem from the target. Finally, I confirmed the zoning and want to insert and integrate with the exactly space dimension for my site. You can see I already write down the square feet or square meter. I divide the two blocks from my building because I think the one block is making the noise or smell. I will be divided with the another block with the issue and crisis. And also the one block is for public and the next block is for private for the domestic helper. It will search the two type of people and they will not to come. They will not to bother another. I want to quote the sentence from the Stephen Hall. Our experience and the sensibility can evolve through reflective and silent analysis. To open ourselves to perception, we must translate the mundane and urgent of thing to do. We must try to assess this inner life which reveals the luminous intensity of the world. And begin I open this drawing. I don't want to use my conception to do all the things. It will be affect my concept and affect the site elements. So I try to abandon all of the golden experiment to do this project. I go into the site to drawing a lot of the sketch and try to find the potential elements and see what the element can attract me to get more effort to develop the best idea for my site. You can see I discovered a lot of work combined together. They have the gap or space and neglect space to show and happen at this current situation. And the next point is I thinking we facing the prominent problem is if we want to connect the main road, we only the single phase to very level to connect with our building. It will be shown in the further page. And another problem is I discover a lot of elders have not enough sufficient seat for them. They have not the sufficient venture for them to sitting together and can enable them to community. So this point will be appealed into my design. Finally, I see the element. I see the element is very can show to our site because our back side is a lot of work and it's in kind as look. So I will use this element to combine with the heritage building type because heritage building type is a rectangular form. You can see my conceptual model is combined from this element. A lot of the work and work will be fell down to integrate with the rectangular box. And rectangular box will be separate because it is gravity to separate the original rectangle form. Finally, I found out my finally type and outline, and I will be use this outline and form to apply into my further analysis. You can see my floor plan have the evaluation, the first, second, and first. I suffer a lot of rewrite from my pen, and I think I get the enough information and reach my floor plan to make the final floor plan to get another to go into another part.
It's been 25 minutes, Gam.
Sorry.
You lost the job.
Okay.
Client will never
you can see I apply the zoning into the conceptual model, and the next is the left hand side is massing model, and right hand side is conceptual model.
Okay.
And this is the final floor plan and show on the top. I will skip it. And also I write down the the zoning information on the left hand right hand side.
You have enough diagrams and drawings for the entire studio. Everyone's presentation. Oh.
Yes. Hang on. I cut the section and try to demonstrate the reality and the wood structure. And this rendering can display the section. Okay, we're going to file part rendering. This is the bird eye view rendering. And I want to explain about the sequence for me. When the building is harmony and integrate with the surrounding environment and does not violate the user needs, the building can reinforce its external and emotion and within function and become a community member for me. And the next part, I extract some site information and some element to insert into my design. You can see the comparison between of now and before. This is the soft front and the entrance. This is the reception and office. This is when go to the first floor. And I very like the shadow because on the back side they have a lot of the banshee and cover the building roof. I think when the sunshine to reflect and go into the get the shadow, it is very beautiful and natural. This area for the people group together. In my design, I want to create a lot of space for people cannot low block area for them to group together to conduct some entertainment or activity if in this the public area and outside the public area. They can get the interaction between the inside the building and outside the vacant area. Is the cafeteria, and inside can give the domestic helper to cooking their special food and sell their food to other people outsiders. Listen to the sounds of the tree and the being blown by the wind and the shadow cast by the sun on the rough cement wall. The slight smell of the sea water leaping at the sea coast. I expect the scenario will deeply and seal in your memory with the unit feeling in the lateral and original standing in my eyes. When I take this photo, I discovered the shadow is very beautiful. I want to create and repeat and renovate, revival this shadow effect into my building. I get the different part. I want to give people feeling the fatality, so I building the tree into my building, and this tree can go through from the ground floor to the roof floor. And also, I insert the classroom into my building because I think this group of people need to rechange or lead the program to make them reinforce their ability. It can help them in the future. I set the gathering space for church. They can go in here to get their religious function.
More?
Okay. Finish. This is physical
we
model.
can see them.
And I think this is very prominent. let me talking. This is the windfall. When I began the model, I'm thinking how to make the windfall go into building and get out from the building. You can see the sign. See, this is the sun path, and I provide the whole day sunlight for church because this is a very important zone in my building. Okay, this is all of my presentation, and thank you. Sorry. And
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
You killed the client and all
sorry.
the. Yeah. Seriously, I'm telling you this.
Yes,
that you
I
need
know
to
it.
time this presentation.
Okay.
Any presentations you do from now on, you have to stick on time and make sure that that's it professionalism how you do it.
Really.
Yeah.
It's not about going through it quicker.
Yeah.
It's about condensing
Yeah,
and
yeah.
curating the scheme and the proposal
Yes.
Yeah.
in a way where you don't have to show every single sketch and
Yeah,
every single concept drawing or whatever
Yeah.
you've shown, but just show the final one.
Yes.
And we believe that the stuff has been done in the past, but you
Yeah.
need to find a way to
Right.
just have like 2-3 slides that
You
explain
literally
your
put
concept
every
in a-
single thing there.
yeah, and that doesn't have to be there. That can be in your development part,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
And also, like, I wouldn't read it like you're saying, okay, it says there what is sacred, and you're explaining what is it and what you think. Just say that, you know.
This is one of them.
Yeah, the building
there is another-
explains. The building is about sacred, you know.
Another statement from Stephen Hall. You don't have to read that all
Yeah,
this
you're
stuff,
reading
you know.
it. You all have very good level of English as well, spoken
Okay.
English. You should just you're not being confident on that. You should just explain the building. That's all. Okay. Next ones. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
So,
you.
Okay. Have a gratitude for your for guiding to this project. I'm very happy to develop my concept because I think I picked out my original preconception to do this assignment. Thank you.
But I think he learned a lot in this project.
No, it has developed so much, and also you've been very passionate about the project. Because I remember when I saw you, you were sketching in the museum, the prison museum. Do you remember?
Yeah.
From the first moment we went to site, you've been very passionate. I mean, this is very obvious with what you put on the wall and the way that you work and you reflect your work.
Yeah.
But as I said, Ekaterina commented as well how you could make this presentation more efficient. Yes. And
Yeah,
you
we
can.
not even have time to actually talk about
I
the
know.
actual architecture.
And also your drawings are actually well drafted there. I mean, I've not looked at in the detail of it, but you should have talked about how the building works and the
Exactly,
spaces inside.
Take us through
So,
the building,
yeah.
don't take us through the how, you know.
This presentation should be more about the floor layouts, the building,
Yeah.
and we talk about more about the actual building construction. Yeah, you had some, but you passed the construction so fast because you don't have the time.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And because you're too focusing on what is sacred, but for us or for the panels, they would more, they will be more keen to listen to how do you distribute all these spaces, you know, all these 5 spaces into, you know, what you've got here.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I have one. What is behind this? Oh no, this would make you show this first. Yeah, this would make ours.
The other thing I would say, the presentation is very nice, you know, your sketches and diagrams and everything is, you know, very nice. But then you get to the final renders,
Yeah.
and it's like, again, like the poetry is gone, the atmosphere, the sacredness is gone. They just look like commercial renders that they look, they just look like a computer made them.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't look like you put personal sort of, you know, your personal touches in it.
Like this
It
image,
looks like you've
especially,
given
go
it
back.
to somebody who can do 3D and then he's just
I
done
mean,
it.
No.
It's-
It's not
There is
very
no
good.
like a spirituality in your images.
Yes,
I feel
exactly.
very unpoetic.
Yeah.
And but you've told us a very poetic story about all the way through your
I mean,
design.
also you've not designed this space. Like, where's the design here?
Yeah,
This
you
is just
put-
an IKEA.
Yeah,
spooky.
yeah.
And then you put the
this
chairs
is,
on.
This is one of them, right?
No.
Did you design it?
I try to create a void space to make the sunlight enter
Yeah, I
into
can
the
see that, but you put
So
all
I
those
want
big
to
chairs
create
in
this
Well,
front.
actually, I don't see it in the image. I don't see. I just see a weird,
Yeah.
conference room corner.
Yeah.
Like
Bomb,
I thought there are some stairs going down to like some sort of a garden looking, and then there is this mist coming. That looks okay, but then you put these chairs in front of it, and then there's this bookshelf, and then there is this two ladies looks proportionally very wrong as well. And I mean, I don't know, they look really sort of absurd. And the floor material looks boring. And I mean, I'm just being very honest, because you tell the whole story, your sketches and the way your research,
Yeah, everything
very
is
poetic.
exactly.
But then we end with this,
Yeah.
you kill the whole design. I mean, I'm sorry, but I
Well,
have to be so direct about this.
I'll bring back question. I mean, you mentioned something. I'm curious. You mentioned you mixing with the heritage building.
Heritage, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what do you mean by that?
Heritage.
Yeah. You mix
Yeah, I
with.
want to combine with the
He's
the
throwing
wall
some stones
and
inside of the building,
Okay.
and then it comes up with
make
the
the
shape.
separate.
Okay.
But those stones are not really real stones. You're just taking some ideas from them.
You're just combining the geology of the site,
Yeah,
like
tectonic.
and
Yeah,
then
just the
combining
geomet-
it with the rectangle of
Yeah,
the heritage
idea,
building,
yeah.
Okay.
and it comes out like this.
That.
Like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit
Again, this is a bit too direct.
fine.
It's a bit too literal.
literal.
Right
in
the point.
Literal.
Like you're saying, oh, okay, look, this is you've explained this. So these pieces, these are them,
Yeah.
and that
Exactly.
is my site. That's all. It's very directly.
You see that.
I
that-
actually thought something more interesting out of this whole thing, how you dropped them down and then maybe the building moved like that, or I don't know, but you ended up with the two
I was
forms.
wondering why. I mean, why the front facing the sea is flat?
Because the wind is very strong, and when I stand in the standee, I
Okay.
think the strong wind and coming, I feel uncomfortable. So I want to block the strong wind to come from directly. So
Okay.
I create the solid wall to separate two of the area.
That's why, right? Because that you see that facade recall some sort of museum in the urban area context. You know if you read there's a Scottish museum by Benson and Forsyth.
Yes, the ground floor
It
is
kind of,
for exhibition. The underground floor is for exhibition, and also this building is separate in half for public and private. So I don't want to create the too open or too private area for my group of people.
I think the back is more they're more interesting than the front because that is come natural from the mountain.
And the sacred.
Yeah.
And
It's just the front. I thought it's more
Because
urban
me
context.
and Nick commented on the front facade before, but he's kind of very keen on keeping it
See?
as a
Yeah.
because he wants to respect those historical buildings, the rectangular form. He wants
Yeah,
to
and
keep
it's that
it like
sit
that.
on stills in the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
Urban
I
context.
mean, it's fine, I get it. Okay. I know what you're saying. I don't necessarily agree, but I'm like, okay, if you've kind of explained it, so it's like, yeah,
But still,
okay,
as I
fine.
say, that sort of treatment, right? It's kind of like in the urban context.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I agree your back with different part, which is fine, I mean, more than the front.
But
The
do you
backside, you
understand
got
when
the-
we say you take the idea to the floor plan as a building form very directly? Actually, the building form looks quite interesting eventually,
Yeah.
but it's a bit too direct explanation. I don't know, you might find a better way to sort of create a design process from that to that. Instead of saying, oh, I dropped them down and then there's that form and this is what the building is about. It ruins your all this story. And with what we've commented about the visuals, and you really need to develop them and turn them into literally how you fill the building.
I mean, you do that
Yeah.
kind of imagery.
Yeah, look at that
then-
imagery. Look at those two, that one, and when we look at your visuals, they look like you've just given the floor plans. You emailed it to some sort of a 3D company, and
Yeah.
they've just done it without knowing the design. But you're the architect.
I think in my artwork artifact, it have the connection because I apart a lot of elements from both of the
But
artwork.
yes,
Yeah, we're
but
talking
all
about
that-
the final renders,
Yeah,
the final images.
visuals, the renders. What we are saying is, you have been very passionate on that. Obviously, I can see so much passion on that image, but on these images, you killed your passion.
Okay.
You look like it looks like a businessman type of a presentation.
Okay.
You don't want that. You're gonna be you're gonna graduate with the quality of a designer.
I think the front, the investigation is very nice. I mean, it's very thorough, no problem. Okay, from all the stuff from start to all the
Yeah.
sensory. I think they're great, no doubt. It's just I think at the end it's just the interpretation of your
Yeah.
idea in the building.
Do you understand what we are saying?
Yeah.
Hmm?
You can have.
But I think the MOV can perform my idea.
What about? Do you remember last time when Lee was here? He showed you some images of examples of work of the schemes from the previous years. He was here with you.
He
and
remind me to be careful the structure.
Yeah, but he showed also some the past students' work from UCLA.
Really?
Did he?
Sorry, I forget. Okay. I will close the file.
Yeah. Is there anything else?
Thank you.
No?
It's been here like almost every week, so we can talk.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's a complete full project, but it needs some amendments and changes and developments.
So I mean, this is
But
about quality, but this kind of imagery that's a lot more poetic.
But
Yeah, and
because
for that,
Yeah,
he's
it's a very good. I know.
And
he's a
sorry.
very experienced interior designer.
But tell us
So you wonder
more.
why all
I
the
think my
Okay.
rendering
Oh, okay,
are more
maybe.
like
A bit more commercial.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah,
also
they're just.
the
Okay,
feature.
that makes sense.
in the sense, right?
Yes, exactly,
Very much
yeah.
so.
I try
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make it better.
Oh dear.
Yeah. But the scheme otherwise.
Thank you.
Okay.
Currently,
Very
Kenneth,
complete.
Kenneth is an interior designer.
Next.
You're welcome. You're welcome.